Hey, few days ago I posted a video about awakening the pineal gland with talking from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I noticed that many of you guys don't know exactly how to breathe to achieve that. And today I will talk about that. I will explain to you what is the best possible breathing technique to not just awaken the pineal gland, but to awaken your brains, to awaken your brain, the full potential of our human brain. And this method is also used in Kundalini yoga or Kundalini awakening, and many Asian traditions use this breathing technique. And also Wim Hof is explaining this breathing technique, but every individual is explaining it a little bit different, but there is really not a hard thing to achieve that. It's actually a really simple thing, and I will explain to you what was my best experience and how to do it. So to achieve this brain awakening, which eventually awakens the spinal gland in our brain, which can bring us those visions and some will call illusions or hallucinations, but actually visions. And also not just that, our body becomes like antibacterian being, so it starts its own healing process through its whole body, and we can awaken 100% of our brain capacity, our brain productivity, which means that when we are, for example, studying one thing, when we are thinking about one thing again and again, we are just pushing the blood in just a certain part of the brain. And when we are starting to studying something else, we start to pushing the blood into a different part of the brain. So we are never using 100% of our brain, but just a small parts of it. But if we are thinking constantly the same thoughts, that means that our blood is going to the same part of our brain, which means that we are using just this small part of our brain. But what happens here? When we are breathing with whole body, we are breathing, we are pushing the oxygen to our brains, which means we are pushing the energy to our brain starts to work, like whole brain starts to work properly. And this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza is calling a brain coherence, because whole brain starts to communicating, and that's all proven by science. So let's talk about now how to use this power breath. I noticed that a lot of you were asking, do we need to breathe in through the nose or through the mouth, or breathe out through the mouth? But as Wim Hof actually said, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We just need to take all the air we can, breathe in through our body, like breathe in from the stomach. So when we breathe in, we squeeze the lower muscles of our body, and we breathe in like this, and breathe out. But it really doesn't matter if we are breathing through the nose or through the mouth. So the only important thing here is to breathe in as much as we can and breathe out. So when we are breathing in, while we are breathing in, we need to squeeze the lower muscles of our body. That's how we can push the energy to our brain. So we breathe in again. So, and that's how it works. So my favorite method is to make 30 deep breaths, but really fast, like this. And when we are doing 30 breaths, This is the method from Wim Hof. You can Google him. This guy is amazing. He's also called like Iceman, and he has many different world records from being in the ice water and things like that. And this one is amazing. For me, this this is the most powerful method, even more powerful as the one the Dr. Joe Dispenza is describing it. And I was researching a lot of those different methods, and I tried all that I could find, and this one was the best for me. Even a lot of visions I got for my artworks from this method, and it took us about 5 minutes to make it happen, which is not a lot. And so it works like this. We are making 30 deep breaths, the same as explained them before. And the last, when we make the last breath, when we exhale, when we push the breath out, we stay here with empty lungs, with no air in our lungs as much as we can. And the interesting thing here is that we can expand this time so much. I couldn't even thought that I can be so long without a breath. This is so amazing. And then when you can't hold this anymore, then you breathe in again, the full breath. And then you can stay here for half a minute and breathe out. And then if you want, you can repeat the whole process again, 30 deep breaths. Like this, and do it again. The last breath, breathe out. And you can stay here as long as you can. And you will see that every time you will do it, you will expand this period of being without a breath. And this is so powerful. I can tell you that this is the most powerful method you can do. And this method also becomes, your body will start to producing the healthy cells because of that, because there will be so much energy in your brain. And when our brain works as it should properly, our body will start to working properly. And as Wim Hof says, when they were doing studies and scientists are researching him, he said that his body became like antibacterial, which means that they injected into him some sort of bacteria which are like tested bacteria. His body should respond to it and become sick, but his body, he didn't felt anything. And they try also on other people who did the same breathing technique, and nobody felt any bacteria in the body. Nobody gets sick because of the because of the bacteria. And that is so powerful. Our body starts its own healing process because of this breathing. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. Because there was so many questions, how to breathe, how to make this pineal gland awakening, brain awakening, how to use 100% of our brain capacity. And that's as simple as that. And it is proven by science, it is tested by so many people. We can heal our body by this breath. So this is it. I hope this video can help you in this way. And I will make in the future a video that we can go through this process together, because I believe that this will be much easier. So write in the comments below if you would like to have this kind of guided meditation through those breaths. And that's it. I'm sending you all blessings and love, and see you in the next video. Peace.